So that's really important to understand why we are built and why open heart medicine is so powerful. So every cell, we talked about nourishment and detoxification. The only organ that is different in the body is the heart. The heart actually accepts all the dirty blood from every single cell in the body without discrimination. It doesn't say, I'm going to take it just from the kidney, just from the liver, from everywhere. In fact, it has to get it. If it doesn't get dirty blood into the right atrium and right right chamber, it won't have enough pressure to give clean blood to the body. So the heart accepts everything we don't want. And it accepts it from our past, right? Because the blood coming to the heart left the cells before it came to the heart. That's important. So everything we don't want, which is stuff that we didn't want in the last 10 minutes, and is multi-generational trauma that was released from a cell, and the trauma happened 1,500 years ago. It's still in our body. You and I know it, science knows it. It's coming to the heart. Our personal drama now connects to the universe through the breathing. Amazing. You know, a molecule of air in our mouth is connected to the whole universe and to the all aspects of time. It's hard to comprehend, you know. And then for the universe, for the environment, our drama is not so big. It contains it. It accepts it with open arms, with endless space, with infinite healing power. And that's why it's important to keep our environment. Not only are we inflamed, our environment gets now inflamed. Global warming, right? It's an expression. So then we breathe in clean air. We have the exchange on the lungs, and the heart gets clean blood. And what does the heart do? It gives clean blood without discrimination. So the heart gives clean blood without discrimination, meaning the aorta is a stiff artery. Now, the heart, first thing the heart does, and again, it's an egg or a chicken, first thing the heart does, it gives blood. Then when it relaxes, some of the blood from the aorta comes back towards the heart, aortic valve. The coronary arteries relax, and the heart nourishes itself. So the heart doesn't nourish itself until it finishes its giving. The heart is the most selfless organ, but that's part of its survival. If the heart doesn't give, if it doesn't relax, if it doesn't take all the difficulties and use them as wood to the fire to generate nourishment and love and compassion, we won't be alive. And this is why meditations that connect with the heart, and the key one is Tonglen, taking suffering and giving love and compassion, have such powerful healing power. And these are the kind of meditation that you learn in the morning, you know in the afternoon, and you can show somebody 3 days later. Why? Because we are built to do this. We are built for the heart to flow. And it's so beautiful that, you know, when I connected it with an insight to this analogy, I said, oh my God, how come nobody's talking about it? It's who we are, you know? It's the fact that the heart is the only organ that nourishes itself after it does its work. You know, technically, the heart could have had the coronary arteries up in the left atrium when there's a clean blood coming in, the atrium relaxes, the heart gets nourished. No. It finishes its work. And when it relaxes, it can nourish itself. But if it doesn't nourish itself, it can't give. So the heart takes care of itself in order to take care of others and as part of taking care of others. And that's really important. Opposite to a narcissistic point of view, where we take care just of ourselves out of a survival, trauma-based functioning. So when we realized it, now suddenly everything you talked about, the EPO, we just burn it in the flow of the heart. And because it's physiologically happening anyway, Nathan, it's easier to tune into it from a meditation. Compared to the mind, which does exactly the opposite. The mind stops and analyzes and debates and does. So to allow the mind to relax, that's a big job because we're not used to do this, right?
Right.
Right? But the heart is just connecting with who we are. So mindfulness have served well in slowing us down, in creating space. But now it's time to transition from mindfulness, which is the basis, into heartfulness. That's really one of the sentences I love to say. We need to move from mindfulness into heartfulness, because that's where the healing happens. That's where the miracle happens.
Yeah, you're probably familiar with the Heart Math Institute.
Yeah, of course. Amazing work.
They've done amazing work for years, scientific research on a lot of what you're talking about.
I actually I have some references from them in my book.
Nice. Yeah, and I've interviewed people from their team for years, learning about and using their HRV meditation device and experiencing all that. And it's really cool to see that through meditation, you can increase your HRV, your heart rate variability, which is becoming more popularized today.
Yeah.
Right. People are understanding that a higher HRV, which is basically not higher heart rate, it's heart rate variability. It's that variation between beats. The higher that is, the more associated it is with a healing response in the body.
Exactly.
And so you can,
because we have a lot of possibilities. We are not locked into one pattern. When we are rigid, we will have a little bit of variability in what we eat, in how we think, in what we believe. When we are more flexible, we have greater heart rate variability. Our mind is more flexible. Our being is more flexible. Our blood vessels are more flexible. Our immune response is more flexible, etc. It's all microcosmos, macrocosmos. It's all interrelated.
Thanks for listening to the Nathan Crane Podcast. If you found value in today's podcast, please share it with others, subscribe to catch future episodes, and leave a rating and a review. For more information or to connect with Nathan, check him out online at www.nathancrane.com and follow him on Facebook and YouTube at Nathan Crane. Until next time, this has been the Nathan Crane Podcast.